got people so focused on the AI and everyone's using the same prompts and the same sort of getting to the same end result, and it's just making things boring in a way, and we're losing a little bit of that personal touch.
We're here at the annual Uncharted Summit in Southampton, New York, talking to founders and funders about the current landscape and, of course, what lies ahead. Well, joining me now with more is Kamm. He's the co-founder and CEO at Thnks. Brandon, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great to have you, and what brings you to Uncharted today?
Actually, this is my fourth Uncharted. Michael Loeb, who runs the whole show here, is one of my earliest investors, so I've known him for about a decade now, and this is what he does best. It's networking, it's relationships, it's connections, and that's what my business is about as well. So this is probably my favorite event of the year, and I always learn something new, I meet tons of people, and I couldn't be happier to be here.
Tell us more about your business, Thnks.
Sure, so it's a B2B software platform. It's really for building better business relationships. So it allows teams to send small gestures of appreciation, something like a cup of coffee, a bottle of wine, an ice cream cone, whatever you can think of really, that can connect you with the people you're doing business with. It takes care of all your compliance and your legal and your finances, and just makes it really easy to focus on your relationships, which I think is just becoming more and more important in business as we get more and more Zoom calls and AI and all these things that make it a little less personal. At the end of the day, people still do business with people they like, and everyone likes someone who appreciates them. And that's kind of the thesis of the business.
So true. And I do want to talk about artificial intelligence because that remains probably the hottest topic when it comes to the investing in business landscape these days. Given your background and what you're doing with your company, how do you basically marry the brains and the heart of AI in the current world?
I mean, it's so true, right? AI is becoming the brains of the business, but it doesn't work without the heart. And I think what happens is you've got people so focused on the AI and everyone's using the same prompts and the same sort of getting to the same end result, and it's just making things boring in a way. And we're losing a little bit of that personal touch, that human-to-human element of the way people do business. And so I've just been trying to impart that on our clients and on the people we work with, that you can't really do that last mile with AI. There's still humans at the end of this. And I think there always will be, and that's just how business gets done. So yes, AI can make you more efficient, but there is the possibility of getting too efficient, and you see it in your inbox today, I'm sure, it's the same emails over and over. It makes it so easy to reach out that you lose that touch, and suddenly you're not as effective as you were because you've lost the human element of business.
Yeah. What's the next phase of your business look like?
Yeah, I think, look, we're not in any way shying away from AI. I think it can be incredibly helpful, but I think the key is take away all the things that prevent you from focusing on the relationship part of the business. I've been in sales my whole career, and there's nothing worse as a salesperson than having to do something outside of your sale. So whether that's updating a CRM or doing research, all these things need to fade away into the background so that we can focus on each other. And what are your needs in the business? What are mine? And how can we come to an agreement and do business together? So the next phase for us is really, how do we not just offer this platform that gives you the ability to connect, but take away all those things that are outside of that so that we can focus on the human elements of it all. I think that's just getting lost in the sauce right now in a lot of places. So we want to be able to take the reins there and make that really easy for people.
I know you mentioned earlier why you've come to Uncharted, and in fact your fourth Uncharted, but what have your takeaways been from today so far?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think the core thing I'm learning is I'm not alone in feeling like things are moving very fast. There seems to be a lot of, I'm not sure what's going to happen in 6 months. And even if I look back at a couple years ago here, it was a little more, I'm not sure what's going to happen in 5 years, or I'm not sure what's going to happen over the next decade. It's much more acute right now. People are unsure of what's happening even in the coming weeks and months. A lot of that driven by AI, of course, but also just what's going on in the world and sort of the uncertainties of what's happening. So my takeaway is that no one really knows what's happening, and it makes me feel a little bit better about myself because I feel like I'm in the same boat.
Finally, Brandon, gratitude, I'm sure, is at the core of your business. The company is called Thnks, just without the A. So what more can you share with our viewers about gratitude?
Yeah, look, it's the most important virtue to me in the business world, right? It's if I've taken your time for a meeting, if I've taken months of your time as we work through a contract, that's something to be grateful for, right? It's not just business, we are still people at the end of the day. And if you can infuse that gratitude, it's not just about the better business return, which we can show, and that's there, but it is about making that connection. It is the health benefits and just everything that goes around gratitude it's such a core way you can do business that changes your outlook and gets you out of that sort of grind and that just viewing everything as numbers. And I think that's really where you can extend your business and do much better than even where you're at now.
Brendan Kamm, he's the co-founder and CEO at Thnks. Brendan, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Tristan.